continue to take a look at Mbongeni Ngema's contribution to the world of theatre and music in South Africa. Aubrey Sekhabi is a director and playwright. He joins us now to talk about his experience of Ngema. Thank you very much, sir, for your time this afternoon. How would you characterize your relationship with Mbongeni Ngema?
Thank you. My relationship with Ngema, when he was a brother, a friend, a fellow creative, we've spent a lot of time dreaming, talking stories, visions, so we're quite close. And by the time we started working together, it was when we were planning Sarafina for 10 years of freedom and democracy, so that's when we really got close. But really, experiencing his work back in the day when one was still young, when you actually, all you've seen is Gibson Kenter's work, may he rest in peace, and then suddenly you are confronted by this amazing work with two people on stage. To go and watch was Albert in the mid-80s, which they had created, Presimto and the late Bunny Simon. May rest in peace. And you see this work and you are amazed by these two individuals who can just be anything. They can be a guitar, they can be a set of drums, they can play white, they can play black, they can play woman, young woman. So it really changed my view of theatre. Watching Waza Albert, I could never see theatre the same. But importantly, it made theatre accessible because now you didn't need big sets, big costumes to do a production. All you needed was your voice and an empty space. So I would say that really inspirational, and yeah, I'm shocked, devastated. We've really lost a giant.
Pepe, when you speak of Sarafina and the work that you did together, why Sarafina? Where did that come from?
Sarafina, when I was the executive producer for Sarafina, when we revived it after many years, we're celebrating 10 years of freedom and democracy. And, they've been saying freedom is coming tomorrow, and freedom was here. So we wanted to celebrate it like that. And Sarafina remains iconic. You listen to the radio, during Youth Month, all the Sarafina. Most of the young people that are in show business, some of them still in high school, in primary school, they know the song Sarafina. They know about Sarafina. That's how important the work has been. And you look at the time when the work was created, it was really the high apartheid violence, there was police brutality. It was a really difficult time, and it was really coming at the back of 1976 riots. It was telling that story in the early mid-80s. But to be able to do such work was remarkable, and for that work it sprang so many careers. You see a lot of people on our television screens today in the theatre business. They grew up, they came out of Sarafina, and that was another strength of the Ngema, was just bringing people together, and his loyalty. When they tell you he was at the funeral, you realize that that's a person he has worked with for many, many years, and that's how loyal he really has been, and to the people that he's worked with. So it was just an amazing human being. But doing work like Sarafina, which also, gave way. Obviously we had musicals like King Kong, we had the late Gibson Kenter's work happening. But then for a lot of young people, they know the musical Sarafina. That was, if we say we're doing a South African musical, this is what it's all about. So the work that he has produced even after Sarafina has been really full, has been engaging. And remember, he's really multi-talented. Ngema could write a play, direct it, compose music, he could sing, he could act. He's one of a kind.
You speak of Safa Sapheli Sizwe, and the lyrics go something like Safa Sapheli Sizwe simnyama anitsheleni inkokheli zethu zisilamulele kulolu daba. And so when you speak of the man that was a dreamer and a man who had a vision, his vision of South Africa as we see it today, and when you look at that song at that time, which is still relevant today because there's still a call for inkokheli to do that which is right by for a number of people, or the majority of people in this country, would you say that his vision came true?
You can look at it differently. I would say that partly, say with Sarafina, he was in freedom is coming tomorrow, and indeed in 1994 we all stood there black and white, and voted for this country to be cut. It'll be 30 years now next year, and of course there's still a lot of people living in poverty. There's unemployment is high, so it's still a long way to go to where we really wanted to be, or to what is really been talking about in terms of his wanting to free, to liberate the African child. So we are still a long way, but we are on our way.
Mbongeni Ngema, that song, or the interlude, because it's very short, not more than a minute over, or not more than 2 minutes. What is that song about?
Don't tell Angekazi. Oh.
Mbongeni Ngema. Oh, I think, I'm not sure how it goes, and then it says, Mbongeni Ngema. Oh, Mbongeni Ngema. It's like a chant almost.
Yeah, nice. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. And then you take a look at maybe the song of Thank You Mama between Miriam Makeba and Mamuleleti Khumalo in Sarafina. What inspired that?
I mean, if you look at the role that also Miriam played in the struggle, and also Ngema was also very close to Mamwini, and it was almost like a homage to all the women, and that brought him up as well. It was that spirit to say we have been really brought up by children of this warrior women. I think that's what he was communicating. Because also at times he was also communicating what he really felt, because he was so moved by our situation here in South Africa, and somehow it also came in other songs, because sometimes you might find, if you look at the music of Sarafina, it was not always advancing the story. It was maybe sometimes a comment or to pay homage. So it was not the musical in the sense where the lyrics are taking the story forward. Sometimes it was just a big comment that he's making. Sometimes he's expressing how he really feels.
Okay, my colleague Talent just helped us with the song Mbongeni Ngema, and it goes Watinta Tina. He looked up the lyrics. Thank you, Talent. Watinta Tina, watinta abanga sokufa safa sapenduka sapenduki nje bovu. See, and then so it goes. But maybe if we're closing up the conversation, there's also another song in Sarafina, Lizo Buya. Libuile.
Lizo Buya. Hey, that song, every time you hear that song, man, it just gives you shivers. Quite a strong song, a political commentary, and like I've said, that he's always wanted to. I mean, his theater, the theater that he wanted, that's why it was the time referred to as protest. It was saying there was so much hope, that's why he was saying freedom is coming to. There was so much hope, like Lizobuya, Lelizwe, like he never gave up on the fight for a better life. So every time he puts out a song there, he is sending a particular message. He's expressing a particular feeling, which was not necessarily his, but it's for the general masses of our people.
Sekhabi, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Aubrey Sekhabi is a director and playwright who worked very intimately